World, we live, we live, we live, we live. What are you willing to do to better your future? What are you willing to do to achieve your goals? What are you willing to do to get to the place where you want to get to that you don't think that you can get to, but if you really focus and knock out all the negative blockage, you can get to it. Braden, what's going on, man? How you doing? Big shout outs to Braden, Iowa in the building. I want to make a trip out to Iowa. I don't know about in the winter time though. Probably when it get warmer. I think it'd be a lot of snow out there in Iowa. But what are you gonna do to get over those blocks? Um, and are you gonna allow setbacks, obstacles, adversity to push you away from what you need to be doing? Um, and with this, why a lot of things I express is because of a personal experience. In addition to, I kind of be doing what they call a social experiment. So I kind of watch how people socialize with one another, interact with one another, how people emotionals, how they control their emotional with one another, their emotions with one another. I also like to look at different scenarios. Um, let's say, for example, let's go to the workforce. So somebody's supposed to be at work at a certain time, right? Say you got to be at work at 9 o'clock, but you knew over the weekend that you did not have the right. Say, for example, you had a vehicle and your vehicle broke down over the weekend, right? So that should put you in the mindset that you should be prepared and be ready more advanced than your regular time that you usually leave out for work, putting you ahead of the game just in case you might have some setbacks. Because one setback would be that you're already down without your car. So how are you going to reach your place of employment? You have to figure out, maybe you can catch the bus, maybe you can hitch a ride with somebody, maybe you can do an Uber or something like that. But you have to, I don't say you have to, but the best thing is to try to figure things out before you go up against it. And that's from private learning experiences, people. Don't try to procrastinate and put things off to the last minute. If you can able to um, be aware of the situation, be willing to take responsibility for the situation, and being a what? Oh, I should have showed y'all that. Oh, okay. A dude on a. I mean, it's warm out, so he brought his bike out. Uh, it's almost winter, but going back to talking about focus, right? Right. So say you get distracted, like I said, let's go back into the things about being able to sacrifice and doing what you really have to do to get things done. So let's go back to the scenario that I was talking about. So say Monday morning you have to be at work by 9 o'clock, but over the weekend your car broke down. You have to figure a way that you have to get mobilized and earlier than maybe you was leaving out your house at 8:15, 8 o'clock. You have to figure a way, okay, I'm gonna have to wake up early. I'm gonna have to organize a ride. If I can't find a ride, I'm gonna have to figure out, maybe I have to get on a bus route. Maybe I have to start walking earlier to get to a bus route. You have to start figuring out things in advance instead of trying to just let life happen to you. Don't let life just happen to you. Live life and don't let life happen to you. Just don't just don't let things knock you off of your square just because it not emotionally balanced for you. It's not it's not hitting you emotionally in the right way. So then therefore your attitude, your whole approach towards it is negative. You have a negative attitude, you have a negative approach, and sometimes you just don't give a F. And that just don't give a F attitude can get you effed up, right? That, oh, I don't give a F negative attitude. I'm not talking about if you want some positive stuff and people try to knock you off of your positive thing and derail you from your positive momentum. But if you end up having some negative things come to your mind, and then your whole emotions like, F that, I don't care what person say, whatever they say does not matter because it's not making emotional sense to you, but logically Logically, it's making sense, but emotionally, in people's mind, it's not making sense. And a lot of people end up falling out because of things like this, because they don't know how to control their emotional attitude when logical things happen. You kind of get what I'm saying? I'm probably babbling, but I hope y'all kind of get what I'm saying. Don't go off of the negative emotional things that's happening in life because somebody or something is more logical than what your emotional feeling is. Get your emotional feelings out the way. Sometimes you just got to look at it, be aware, be willing to take the initiative to make things right. Be willing to take accountability. Accountability is another big thing that people have to take into mind. Take accountability for your actions. If you did something that make a certain situation go left or right, own up to it, you know? Just don't shy away and then trying to get negative emotion and put the negative emotion blockage and then start arguing with people or things not working the right way. So then your emotional negative attitude comes out and adjust things or address things in that attitude, and it's not a good look because then people gonna look at you like, okay, this person's always negative, this person's always aggressive, why is this person so defensive? Or they're not looking at the logical way, right? Big shout outs to everybody on here. Braden, what's going on? You still at work? Yeah, I just got off at work, so I'm doing a drive, the live at 5, and we talking about what you gonna do. What are we gonna do to make things better, not just for our family, not just for your friends, but for yourself. Self improvement is the best improvement because that's the only way that you can get over the obstacles and the adversity. If you don't know yourself, you got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Who said that? What rap song? Who was that, bro? You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. I got two rap songs in my head. You better check yourself before you really wreck yourself. And then somebody sample it after that. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. So, big time check yourself, take accountability, right? Own up to the problem and be willing to get out of that emotional. I'm telling y'all, like that emotional versus logic. Just go to the site. What is it? The Psychology Association of America, I think it's called PS something. The Psychology Association. Dude, you got on all black and you gonna cross the street with a green light, yo. Not even in the crosswalk, man. See, that's what I'm talking about. That zombie life, yo. They just be on that drug and just be zombied out. But yeah, man, these people be zombied out. You ever heard with like the movies and talking about zombie apocalypse and all that? It's happening right now. Cause these drugs these people be on, it's a whole nother world they in. Whole nother zombie world. But let me get back to what I was talking about, because we're trying to better ourselves. We might making ourselves better in order to avoid some of this zombie apocalypse BS that's gonna be happening. You see, we got UFOs and all type of stuff in the air. Got UFOs in the air, zombies on the land, and I don't know what's in the ocean. So just be careful out there, all right? But getting back to self wealth, self growth, bettering yourself. Look, more zombies, y'all. More zombies, and it's one another. See, why not get my equipment and I'm gonna post it up? And I don't even live in. I know Philadelphia got a zombie area or whatever like that. What is it, Kensington Ave area? I'm in Hartford, but it's areas in Hartford where you can see zombies. And by zombies, I'm just talking about people strung off of drugs. They in a whole nother world. But get back to what I was talking about. We got to work on ourselves and fix ourselves and having the right attitude despite how people may may um may affect you emotionally, right? People may knock you off your swivel emotionally because their logic situation is not working with how your emotional situation is, or you're emotionally torn because the logic makes more sense than your emotions. Am I making any sense to y'all? I hope this is coming out the way I picture it in my brain, because I'm just working out the situation in my brain without trying to exactly get into details, right? So I hope it's like a general thing and it's making sense. So basically, what I'm saying is sometimes there will be logical things that will happen in the world that you will not emotionally, you or other people in general may not emotionally agree with the logic thing that makes sense logically in real life in the presence, but in their emotional mind, it might not make sense because they're emotionally entangled with the wrong negative attitude about the situation. So you can't even get a clear logical solution out of it because people get tied up into their emotion, right? So I just wanted to get that off of my head real quick because I think a lot of us are holding ourselves back because we get so emotionally entangled with certain situations that we're not looking at the logic of it or how we can make the logic work out. So with that said, um, what we gonna talk about next? We're gonna talk about the aliens. Big shout outs to Brady. You told people to check me out. Oh man, appreciate that. I did. Honestly, I appreciate you, Braden, man. Big shout outs to you 100% because honestly, like doing all these lives and not coming on YouTube, voicing my opinion, voicing my experiences, trying to have people think of my experience and maybe they can avoid certain things what they're going through from off of what I'm talking about. So I definitely appreciate you, Braden, telling people to check me out, man. I didn't even know I was giving that much value, but I guess your life experience is valuable to others because each of us go through different things at a different way. Um, so big shout outs to you, Braden. Appreciate you, man. Big shout outs to you. Um, Zappolo Frit. Oh man, I'll be messing people's name up. I'm sorry. Zappolo Frito. Zappolo Frito. Big shout outs to you. Shout outs to everybody who's on this live. Thank you for tuning in and appreciate you all for being here. But definitely, man, especially during these times, we gotta check our emotional logic, our um our emotional awareness, um most emotional intelligence is also something to look up. And some of these things I'll probably be babbling, but like I said, go to the Psychology Association of America and look these things up, and you'll see these things in those books, and they got all type of documents and researches and all type of stuff on them, and make sense. It would probably make more sense than me talking about it because sometimes I'm coming off. I don't know. I just be going off the rim, but another one. Green light. I mean, at least go on the walkway so I can see you. But appreciate everybody for being on here, being on the live, the drive, being on the live drive at 5 with Ansley D. Appreciate everybody on here. So what y'all want to talk about? What can we chop it up about, right? We got aliens in the sky, UFOs, unidentified flying drones, all type of stuff. We got things going on land. We got zombies on land walking out. We don't know what's going on in the ocean. Probably got aliens in the ocean. But we got to work on ourselves and continue to make ourselves better. Don't get distracted, right? Don't get distracted by the entertainment news. Don't get distracted by the sometimes even politics. If you get distracted by politics, pay attention to the policies and laws and stuff like that. Don't get caught up into the the madness of politics, the clashing of politics. Focusing on what's getting passed. Focus on bipartisan laws that's getting passed because they together no matter what. Republicans, Democrats, they're all in the same thing. You feel me? They come together, they create laws and policies. In order to get these laws and policies passed, they gotta come together. You gotta have some from some party. So don't get distracted by that. Don't get distracted by the entertainment about Jay-Z and Diddy and sexual harassment and all type of stuff. Right? Don't get distracted by all of that things. Focus on your life. Focus on yourself. Focus on making yourself better. Focus on even building wealth, financial freedom for you and your family. And like I said, people, don't try to worry that much. Don't try to worry that much. Um, be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of people around you. Be aware of their emotions and um how they're addressing their emotions and dealing with their emotions. Maybe they have problems like the thing in Wisconsin, yeah. Come to find out, I think it was a teenage female that ended up bringing a weapon to school and taking out some of her classmates, and most of it was probably because of some type of emotional conflict that's going on in her mind, or some type of just some type of mental issues. Mental health is is very serious. It's not a joke. Mental health in these times, especially post-pandemic times, it's not no joke. A lot of people going through different things, different kind of stress. So you have to be aware of what they're going through because they might come at you a wrong way and you might flip a wrong way. So you got to be aware of the things that's going on. Um, and that goes back to being emotional intelligent, and being aware of your emotions as well as other people's emotions and how they can react and stuff like that. So, hope y'all got some value out of this. I probably sound like I was babbling. I was trying to get my point across the best way I can, but the nuts and bolts of it all is and the meats and potatoes of it all is basically logic versus emotion, and being in the present and what makes sense logically, and don't try to dwell too much on the emotions, because it probably bring you into worrying and ill health and all that stuff. But once again, it's Ansley D. Hope y'all got some value out of this, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. See, I gotta beat the zombies before they cross because they just crossing. Zombie, watch out! Zombie, watch out! All right, they drugged up. They just keep going. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.